The New York Jets are yet again looking for a franchise quarterback like the rest of us. The Vikings for Kirk Cousins. Pretty much a lot of NFL teams are looking for the Patrick Mahomes, and the Giants. Things are going to be interesting this year because are they going to trade for Aaron Rodgers? Are they not? There's going to be a lot of interesting things that happen this offseason. So, but today we are talking about none of those things. We're actually talking about doing our first New York Jets mock draft. It's a 1.0. Which means a couple of different things. Number one, no trades, just stick where you're at, and then just see where the board falls. That's it. Also, and have fun. Those are the two things. So we're going to jump right into it here with the Jets and get rolling here. So you'll see here 7 rounds, yes. Care for position of value relatively high speed, low drag. Also high speed here because I'm not waiting around. Then also draft for needs high, a little bit of randomness because in life, sometimes things get thrown at you. You know, like me, only turning out to be 5'10" when I wanted to be 6'2", but hey, that's just life. So today, we're getting started out here, and we're going to go to the Jets. Now, before we really get into the draft, I mainly the needs I have outlined for the Jets are offensive tackle, linebacker, quarterback, maybe a safety later on in some of the different rounds here, but, I definitely think that tackle, linebacker, and quarterback are at the top there, to be perfectly honest with you. No, they don't need another star tight end. Okay, so we get down here at 13, and the Jets are in a spot where you have Peter Skoronski there. Gonzalez is there. I almost said Gomez. If I could, I would honestly trade down. I would definitely trade down because I felt like, Peter Skoronski is probably going to head on the inside, to be perfectly honest with you. But Broderick Jones as well as Antoine Harrison, they're both there. I would honestly trade down to like 18, 19 round there, and then accrue a little bit more draft capital and then get your tackle that you want. But since Skoronski's there, do we go with Skoronski? He does have the shorter arms, which usually means he's going to be a better guard in the NFL. Or do we go Broderick Jones? I say we go Broderick Jones because I know they have him ranked as number 13 below, but Skoronski, I'm telling you, if you watch any amount of tape of him going up against top edge rushers, he has a tough time with longer arms, and he has a tough time with some of those speedier guys that have those longer arms. So I definitely think that he's going to be a good guard in the NFL, but I'm going to go Broderick Jones here. He's a little bit of my draft crush at tackle. So now we head into the second round. Tackle is good to go. Now, linebacker coming up. Okay. So Drew Sanders is there. Ooh, okay. Nathaniel Tank Dell is there. Oops, stop that. Let's see here. What else is going on? I'm going to turn that thing off before I go nuts. And it's off. Cool. So you're going to need a linebacker anyways. Do you go Drew Sanders here? I really like me some Drew Sanders. I really do. I think Drew Sanders is that dude for you. He can do a lot of different things for your offense or for your defense. Excuse me. He can be the man on the middle. He can be a guy on the outside. He can do things in coverage as well. So I'm going Drew Sanders here in the middle of that defense. I think he's going to be a really good linebacker for you for a long time. Now 74. We'll see. I'm hoping Hendon Hooker is still here. He is good. So Hendon Hooker's there. Oh, Keanu Benton's there. I love me some Keanu Benton. Sean Tucker. Bigsby is there. Jordan Battle. Part of me wants to go Jordan Battle here just because I know that Hendon Hooker is there. It's like, okay, we all know that the quarterback position is going to get fixed by the Jets. This is a very preemptive mock draft here, so obviously we don't know anything before we go into the thing here. Obviously, I'd like to get DeJuan Jones. I love me some DeJuan Jones. He had a really good Senior Bowl. He's long. He's mean. That would make a lot of sense to play him at right tackle. I'm going to go... We don't double down on tackle. No, we'll go Hendon Hooker here. I think Hendon Hooker really did show a lot last year. What was it? 27 touchdown passes against 2 interceptions. It was very selective in his throws. I definitely think he showed a lot, but it is what it is there. Now, offensive line is still a concern for me. I know that center has been one of those things where it's McGovern. I think that's been your starting center last year. I think Joe Tippmann is the next Creed Humphrey. There, I said it. I absolutely said it. So I'm going to go Joe Tippmann here because I really feel like you got to protect the quarterback, and Joe Tippmann is going to be a really good pick for you coming up out of Wisconsin where they are literally bred to make offensive linemen. So I love Joe Tippmann. We'll take him there. Now, get into the later parts of the draft here. You get Jalen Duncan, who played a lot of left tackle. I think to get him here in the 5th round, I don't necessarily want to tackle is definitely a need. I think he's a better right tackle, even though he did show some stuff at the Senior Bowl. I also want to get a safety. Who's there at safety? Trey Dean's there at safety. So we got linebacker, we got quarterback, safety's good. Let's see, what else are we doing here? Dontavian Wicks. I know Dontavian Wicks looks pretty tantalizing if you ask me. Also, wide receiver is something I'm definitely considering, especially after we trade down and stuff, because I do think that pairing a guy, like Garrett Wilson with somebody else would be good. Even though I feel like we're gonna go Duncan. I'm gonna go Duncan because I think he can play both sides. At the very least, he's a good backup tackle for you. Which again, at this point, it is what it is there. So, okay, sweet. Shamari Connor's there out of Virginia Tech. Yeah, I'm going Shamari Connor. No question. So we got safety taken care of. We got tackle taken care of. We're good to go. Do we double down on quarterback? Ooh, Brenton Cox is there at edge. Trevor Reed, Luke Schoonmaker. I'm going to get you guys yet another tight end that you don't need. Jake Bobo coming up out of UCLA. Cameron Brown out of Ohio State. Let's see. I'm going to go Cameron Brown out of Ohio State. Corner is not necessarily a huge need, but it never hurts to have a guy on special teams. Or do we go Jake Bobo? Now we'll go Brown. We'll go Brown there, helping you out a little bit at corner. Again, this is a 1.0 draft, which means, let's be real, the Jets probably won't have their first, maybe even their second round pick in this draft because of the potential trades they're going to make or whatever they're going to do in the offseason. Maybe they go for Derek Carr. I don't know. But, this is just, putting it and throwing it on the board and seeing what sticks and seeing how it goes for this very first mock draft for the Jets here. So it starts out with Broderick Jones. Again, because I can't trade, I just stood and picked. So I like Broderick Jones. I feel like he is a guy that you can get at, in that 20 range and get some more compensation here. So potentially you could move back up into the first round or maybe even the second. Drew Sanders, the linebacker out of Arkansas. Dude's an absolute stud. I'm really excited for him. I think he's going to be a very, very good player for the Jets for a long time. You get Hendon Hooker here in the third round because you had a choice between McKee there at the bottom of the first round or towards with 13, or you go offensive line. Offensive line is clearly more of a need. And plus, again, you could go McKee or you can go offensive line in the second round. At the end of the day, you still need a tackle. You still need a quarterback. We went with tackle because I felt like Broderick Jones, his ceiling is way higher than potentially Tanner McKee, definitely in my opinion. So then, yes, you got Joe Tippmann after Hendon Hooker there, I really like Hendon Hooker. I think he's a quarterback that threw 27 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, showed a lot of good leadership skills, showed the ability to make smart decisions. I like him a lot. Joe Tippmann, the center out of Wisconsin, where they are literally born to bred to make them, something like that. Joe Tippmann going to be an absolute stud there. I think he can take over for McGovern and do a lot of good things for you. Jalen Duncan, the tackle out of Maryland, showed really well at the Senior Bowl. Played, I think he can play both sides, especially in the NFL. If the NFL game proves to be a little bit too fast for him at left tackle, so I like me some Jalen Duncan. Also, you got Shamari Connor, the safety out of Virginia Tech. I do really like getting him here with this value, also getting and helping filling a need for the Jets. And then, yes, you finish up the draft here at corner with Cameron Brown, who I think is going to be, at least for you, a solid special teamer. But that is it for a very first, I don't know what I did there. I definitely did something wrong. But that is it for our very first New York Jets mock draft. That's 1.0. Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our very first mock draft for the New York Jets in 2023.